Alright guys, this time we'll take a look on how to solve a problem which might occur when developing Angular apps and they are getting bigger and bigger. You might have components nested into other components, so they might need to interact, and in order to interact you might encounter lots of inputs and outputs. In this article by Christian Kohler, he is calling this a prop drilling. So we are trying to achieve the following. We'll be having a certain service which will provide us a state which will then can consume in different parts of our application and interact with. Let's see this in action. Actually, here we have one to-do list, and it has its basic functionality. And let's take a look at the code. So we have created a service shared among the different components. And here we have our to-dos. Via behavior subject and then observable, we are subscribing to this service. And this will be doing inside of our to-do list component. So first we are importing the service and then we are subscribing to it. As you can see, we don't need anymore to have outputs and just using inputs in order to pass the data of a certain to-do to our end presentational component, to-do component. Inside of the to-do component, we also have only one input for passing the data as a to-do, and here is the representation inside of the template. We are presenting the ID, the title, and whenever we are clicking on the to-do, we're calling directly a method of a service, passing the information about the to-do. And this is the simplification. We are not using event emitters as before. So this saves a lot of complexity and steps by passing data from component to another before trying to reach the service. Let's now for a moment go back to the to-do list component where we are importing our to-do state service. And as you can see, we are using here this service inside of the provider's directive. Why we are doing this? Because we would like to provide a single instance of this service for each of the components that we are instantiating. For example, if I command this service here and inside of app component, I just use another list here. If I go to the preview in the browser, we'll see that we have two lists. And now if I manage to communicate with the data service, this communication is affecting both of the lists. This means that they are sharing the same service, and by using the providers array, just uncommenting this line and testing again in the browser, we'll see that each of them is acting independently. We have used this feature based on the documentation of Angular, where we can provide a service inside of a component, and this will actually limit the service instance to the component and its child components. That's how we'll have a separate service instance for each of the instantiated components. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and if you have enjoyed the information, you can subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you.